How about this G chord? I figured I'd dress like a meat eater for this video, okay? Because it's super important. It's old school Umperville. All right, guys, we're talking about a vegan. A vegan, not the vegan teacher, not my Aunt Karen. She's not actually my aunt, by the way. That was a total joke, lie. I thought it'd be funny to say that.
Okay, so a lot of people are wondering, is she my aunt? No.
A lot of people actually believe that she is my real aunt. That is not true. I hate that. She sucks. How could she possibly be worse than the vegan teacher, you might be asking? I'm gonna tell you in this video. That's the whole point of this video.
I mean, hey, after all, I agree with you. We should always see the good side of people. For example, besides the fact that he murdered millions of innocent people, I'm sure he was deep down a good guy who said please and thank you once in a while.
I do have an Aunt Karen, though, who is in South Carolina, who I love very much. All right. Change your bit of a liberal, bud. I just kidding. I don't know. Today, we're talking about another crazy vegan woman. A woman by the name of Vegan Booty.
How about we show the truth masters the reality of the dairy industry? Mother cows are raped and forcibly impregnated. Once they give birth, their babies are kidnapped from them. Masters, you have blood on your hands.
If you were asked to name an activist that's been banned from all the pubs in an entire state and fined thousands of dollars for disrupting charity events and still claims that their methods are justified, you would name Tosh Peterson, aka Vegan Booty.
How do you feel to pay for animals to be abused and murdered?
Because we've been doing it for millennia.
So that makes it okay to abuse and murder someone because we've always done it.
That's what they're grown for.
It's not someone, it's
Does
just
that
animals.
make it okay?
She has extreme tactics that have surpassed even those of the infamous vegan teacher.
Wearing nothing but a G-string, notorious vegan protester Tosh Peterson storms a luxury store.
By the way, I like vegans. I really like the idea of being healthy and living a disciplined lifestyle. I like the idea of deciding to do things for some kind of greater good. I really do.
Like, the main reason why I shower is whenever my hair looks bad on stream. Like, that is the main reason. Like, it's not because I feel guilty about my appearance. It's not because of anything. My hair looks bad on stream and I figure, like, okay, it's getting pretty greasy. I look bad. It's time to take a shower.
But this stuff is stupid. There was like 7 words that I wanted to say all at once, and instead I said stupid. I could say badong. Bad and wrong. Tosh Peterson's journey into vegan activism began way back in 2017, when a lot of people began their journeys into vegan activism. It became very popular. If you look at this Google Trends graph, it kind of peaked. It honestly kind of peaked then and has just been a solid downhill since then. It's a trend, unfortunately, for a lot of people. People like this. The people who these people appeal to. Those are the people it's a trend for.
You know what happens to cows on dairy farms who use to drink their breast milk? They're forcibly impregnated by our artificial insemination. After 9 months of pregnancy, when she gives birth, her babies are almost immediately taken away from her, and her sons are murdered because they don't produce breast milk.
Tosh described the choice to become an adamant vegan as the best and most important choice she has ever made, which is crazy, and that marked the beginning of her transformation into a controversial figure in the animal rights movement. And honestly, kind of a bitch.
The chicken in an egg farm who's enslaved, abused, and murdered because you choose to eat eggs. How do you feel about that?
Eggs are a source of protein. You know, my eyes...
You can get plant-based protein, so you don't have to abuse and murder animals.
There's people that have, died because they've gone vegan.
Where's your scientific evidence for that?
But not at first. Her initial forays into activism were relatively conventional. Things like this and things like this. You know, like loving and taking care of animals and saying, hey, maybe eat less meat instead of having Chick-fil-A every single day except Sunday because it's closed. Have Chick-fil-A every other day. Or whatever, I don't know. Lay off on the consumerism a little bit and realize that animals have, well, they don't really have rights, but they should be treated well.
Shut up, liberal.
By the way, this video is brought to you by Sour Boys, my candy company. It is not vegan certified, but there are no animal products in my candy. It has no animal products. I don't know why there are animal products in candy anyways. It's sugar and flour. I mean, there's bugs, for sure, in the flour. I think that there's like a certain allowed amount of bug in the flour. Also ash, potash and stuff. Maybe not potash, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't have said any of that. Go to sour.gg and buy some candy. We release a new flavor every single week, and starting next week or the week after, I think, our shipping prices are going to be substantially lower, and very soon we will have shipping to other countries. So join the email list and you will get updated. If you don't want to buy candy today, or if you don't like the flavors, doesn't matter. We've got a lot in stock right now. Go buy something. We make it ourselves in Texas with care and actual passion for the creation of a product to give to the audience that supports my channel. Really appreciate you guys. Go to sour.gg and buy some candy today. This is our new flavor, by the way. It's f***ing insane. Professor Zalk lemon, blue raspberry. Oh my God, they're so dangerous, dude. I've limited myself to a bag a week. So, you know, cutting back. Not really. I love it too much. You guys don't have any rights. If there was an amendment to give you rights, I would ask for it to be repealed. Bruh. A pivotal moment for Tash occurred in 2019 in the month of May when she staged her first viral protest at an RSPCA dog walk.
If you want to know the truth about what RSPCA approve, then you need to see Dominion right now. 6-month-old pigs are put into gas chambers and they're burnt from the inside out.
Very epic, very cool. During the event, Peterson criticized participants, asserting that the dog walk was the most violent thing one could engage in. That's f***ing stupid.
I'm actually shaking from speaking so f***ing loudly and people telling me to piss off and leave them in peace. All right, but they're profiting the most violent thing that you could ever participate in, so I don't care if I'm ruining their peaceful walk.
Her argument obviously centered on the notion that all animals should be treated equally, and dogs, just because we don't eat them, get treated differently. We kill and eat other animals. I understand it. There is a level of hypocrisy, but like, also, I don't care at all.
Why would you love one but pay for the suffering and abuse of other animals? Pigs are in fact more intelligent than dogs. Not that intelligence means anything. They are sentient beings and deserve respect. Why love one but eat the other?
I have a garden. Do you know how many animals I kill to grow blueberries in Texas? Do you know how many animals I have to kill? Literally, kill. Take their heads off. You know how easy some animals' heads come off their bodies? I'm just kidding. That's really weird to say. I haven't had to kill any. It's on like a cool raised bed. A lot of bugs, but I love animals. I really do. I'm doing a bit kind of because I'm a cowboy or whatever I do. We have like 9 cattle. I love them so much. One of them is about to have a baby, dude. It's awesome. I love animals. Get some animals and take really good care of them and occasionally eat one of them. It's great. So that was kind of the beginning, a very pivotal moment, but as time progressed, Peterson's tactics escalated in both frequency and intensity.
Here are all these flesh products. People are celebrating Christmas by putting violence on their plates, and we are so disconnected from the process of what actually happens to these animals.
She cranked it to 11. Instead of just traditionally protesting and doing what people have respect for, you know, protests are awesome. It's part of being an American. She moved to being a piece of shit and being more disruptive, interrupting public events and interrupting and egging on businesses negatively.
You know what happens to cows on dairy farms who use to drink their breast milk? They're forcibly impregnated by our artificial insemination.
She stormed on the field during a charity football match, which was attended by 35,000 spectators, and that resulted in an $1,800 fine. Why not more? I don't know. Look at this video. Isn't that funny?
In front of more than 35,000 people, Tash Peterson hit the ground running, leaping from the grandstand to grandstand her cause.
Okay guys, an animal rights activist has just crossed the lines onto Optus Stadium.
The worst part is about all this is like, you're not doing any good. If you throw Campbell's soup at a worldwide painting, like I get it, but you are so dumb and you're not doing any good. You make me want to, I mean, I don't even know what you're trying to do. What does that have to do with oil? I don't fucking care at all, dude. I love my family, bro. I'm a fucking, what is it called? Misanthrope. But also vegans are too, misanthropic. Because they don't like, well, maybe, I don't know. A vegan teacher's a misanthrope. And that other guy, the crazy guy who wants to smash babies. Things like they're throwing Campbell's soup with the just stop protesters or whatever they are. It doesn't work at all. It literally doesn't work. To the average person, it does not work. Ask any human being you meet on the street, anybody, and say, hey, does this make you think? No, it makes you hate those people because they're stupid and unreasonable. Thanks to social media, though, it's become very popular, and this social media has played a pivotal role in basically creating the vegan booty, because she can do insane shit and then get notoriety and fame and have an actual career by sharing provocative content and kind of walking that line and being I don't know, a scholarly person, I don't know, dude, to try and garner support. I'm not sure. Look at this too, by the way. Basically what I was just talking about. True, throwing soup on the glass, protecting a Van Gogh painting, or sitting in the middle of the road to disrupt the Tour de France isn't everyone's cup of tea. Tens of thousands of people have thus explained on social media that this was all counterproductive. Amazingly, researchers specializing on activism, there are activism researchers who have studied these actions for decades, don't even know themselves if they're efficient or hindering. That is so funny to me. Researchers they can't even be like, well, there's like a measurable impact. From Peterson's disruptions and her confrontational style, she's received some consequences. She's faced numerous legal repercussions for her insane actions. A very significant repercussion for the average Australian is being banned from all pubs in Western Australia.
The system is still trying to silence me and enforce irrelevant laws upon me in attempt to silence me. So for example, just recently, the other day, they were knocking on my door and I've received a barring notice, which means that I'm banned from any venue in Western Australia that has a liquor license.
That was after a disruptive protest that was a threat to public safety, according to local officials. By the way, I'm not sure if Australians know much about local, but they see very small things as disruptive, all right? We get to shoot each other in America, all right? Y'all don't get to do shit out there. You can't disruptively protest.
The lady didn't run fast as a man, so I shot her in the back twice. She's dead, and they told her off, but he got away. She says, don't shoot me, I'm pregnant with a baby, and I shot her anyway.
You can't even burn down small business out there. What the without getting kicked out the pub or whatever. All right, this hat's squeezing my head. I got good hat hair right now. There have been more financial penalties on top of the $1,800 for the charity football match. She was ordered to pay $2,300 for this protest at Fire Restaurant.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And the fact that these people, I mean, how narcissistic, how arrogant, how entitled do you have to be like, these are my life choices, and now I'm going to make your life hell until you don't eat meat 100%. Or eggs or cheese either.
She reminds me of Jack Doherty's girlfriend in this video. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? In fines, mate. G'day there. Basically, I'm in big shit if I commit another criminal offense. Oh, the animal holocaust. That's so funny. Imagine comparing an animal holocaust to any real human event. What the f, dude? Who cares? A lot of people, and I do have respect for it. I do have respect for it. I'm just a little apathetic is all, okay? Just a little apathetic is all. Hey, buddy. Oh, you're so sweet. Now, you've seen some very unlikable behavior thus far in this video, and I am of the opinion that this type of thing is counterintuitive. Take, for example, the vegan teacher. I had the vegan teacher in my home and talked to her and gave her respect, and she was actively talking shit about my girlfriend and my future long-term girlfriend. This was before Christina and I started dating.
Maybe you need a vegan therapist. I think that's what you need.
She said horrible things about her.
Millions and millions of baby cows are being kidnapped from their mothers, and their milk is being fed to people like Call Me Chris, who go and eat Nanaimo bars and all kinds of pastries and tell their audiences, this tastes so good, instead of telling them, don't buy these products, because they are not vegan.
You know, she's insane. I don't give a fuck about what she's saying. I just wanted to be as respectful as I possibly could and learn about her and ask her questions to try to pick her brain as to why she's doing these things. I offered an olive branch, right? To try to understand, because I have respect for these types of activist movements. But when you just keep on doing the exact same thing and refuse to show respect to anyone outside of your little small irrational circle, you're gonna fall off. Nobody's gonna like you. When you put the N-word in the title of all your videos and talk about Hitler and stuff all the time, and you try to walk the line of being a fucking weird 70-year-old edgelord, nobody's gonna like you. Nobody's gonna buy into your thing. And Vegan Booty is just a young version of this with more fines and criminal offenses. It's nothing but consequences. There's nothing but consequences. There's no support that comes out of this type of behavior. For example, John Mountain, the owner of the Fire Restaurant where she got another fine at, he banned vegans from dining at his establishment citing mental health concerns from his employees. By the way, veganism is very popular in Australia. It's more popular in Australia than it is in anywhere else in the world, especially America, the most evolved country, just in front of India. Now, you'd think a business would hurt if you ban an entire group of people. A minority, sure. Is that even legal? I don't know. For this, it should be. You'd think that'd be bad, but no, it led to according to them, a 3-fold increase in the restaurant's popularity with this quote coming from it. "Oh, I'm now in here where it's having a murder more animals because of their actions, mate. Bah! Vegans! Don't kill animals! Bah!" If I say smash like, you're not going to. Why the f would I think you'd ever fucking care about animals if you don't already? Like, you gotta watch a horrible video and see them die and then get sad for 15 minutes and like, all right, well, I don't want to contribute to that, and then get hungry after a week and tired of doing that, and then just revert because like, I don't really care, dude. I don't really care. We've got society. It's gonna crumble inevitably. It's literally inevitable. So who cares about any of these things? These things don't exist without society. We'll all be burning and screaming when the aliens come and start hitting us with lasers. They're not gonna come down and say, "Hey, which one of you guys is vegan? You're spared." They're gonna be like, "You are all gonna die." I think aliens are coming. I'm just kidding now. But yeah, the point is, this shit doesn't fucking work, all right? It doesn't fucking work. It has the exact opposite effect. I couldn't think of the word there. Did you see that? I just had a stroke fucking right there. If anything, working on lab-grown meat, that's a W. Lab-grown meat, I'm not gonna personally eat it, but if you can get the fucking 60% of people who eat meat, who thinks that meat comes from a grocery store, to eat lab-grown meat because they'll never know the difference, that would be awesome, right? That would minimize suffering a lot, and it'd be like a sort of a easy sort of way to fit it in the system. Just sell more stuff. But no, hostility. It's gotta be viral. You gotta make a career out of being a horrible bitch. This accomplishes absolutely nothing though, for real. People just don't like it, and it's like you have a little cult and everyone's like, y'all are crazy. And then your God is just being contrarian and feeling better than other people. And there's not like a singular leader of the movement, although there are quite a few leaders in the movement. Yeah. And people crazy as shit. Take this video, for example. It doesn't even work to be like, I love saving animals and that's your thumbnail. No, you have to make a video of confrontation. You have to be as inflammatory as possible. You have to be a literal provocateur. You have to be a fucking ditto. You have to be nothing to be able to do this. What this person and vegan teacher do, you have to be nothing. There's no substance, no principle, nothing at all, just lies.
I've been to slaughterhouses and I've seen them crying and terrified for their lives. I've heard pigs screaming inside gas chambers, just here outside of Perth.
How about free range?
That's a con. It's a marketing lie.
It's a lie.
If someone's living a happy life and then you murder them, does that justify it? Does that make it okay? Just because they're free range?
You're not a vegan. You're a popular influencer and activist, especially when you look at this thumbnail. This isn't, hey, look, let's save animals, and it gets 1.1 million views. It's, hey, look at this teen who's eating chicken in front of me. Everyone is going to like the teen. Literally everyone. And then there's this part in the video where she's just talking, she's naked talking to a child. This little boy here in a suit.
Gun them in the head, would you
If a bolt gun to the head is say it's not murder.
So would you call them something or someone?
Yeah, it depends. Is that not?
Do you agree they have a unique personality? Do you agree that they want to live?
I mean, some of them.
If I bolt gun them in the head, would you say that's not murder?
I mean, it depends why you're doing that.
So they're forcibly bred into existence, and then they're forced into their murder.
They are.
Yeah.
To be bred to eat. It's not like we're just picking a random cow and killing it.
But does that, just because that's their purpose that we've put upon them, that we've forced upon them, does that justify murder?
Do we not force upon dogs with pets as well? Do you have a dog? Do you have a pet dog?
Yes, I have a companion.
Imagine getting mopped to the floor by that little guy. I don't know if he's fucking attending Hogwarts. I don't know what goes on in Australia, but that is so impressive. They are intellectual equals, if not him having an advantage. I don't know what his advantage is, but he's literally toying with her and he's a child and she's an adult naked woman dressed as a cow outside of a McDonald's. Wow, that is so funny. So yeah, money, fines, just genuine across the board embarrassment and a lack of an actual positive effect coming from the activism, the vegan activism. Also a 6-month community order, whatever the fuck that is. I don't know how stuff works in Australia. That included 30 hours of community service. What an L. She's also a felon, which is pretty cool. Watch this child call her out for being a felon.
So Jack and I were just eating in Lord of the Fries, eating a burger, and some woman comes and storms through the door.
Bro, another child. I've never seen anyone build a career off of losing arguments with children on the street. I feel like I couldn't lose an argument with a child on the street unless I was a vegan. What the fuck? Comparing yourself to Martin Luther King and Gandhi, saying important people are criminals? Bro, you're a fucking, oh my God.
And throws her drink on me. So I reacted and came out. And then 5 people came on top of me, like ripping my hair. And Jack came in to help me and he got fucking punched. So we're just in the hospital now because someone punched Jack.
The level of just, I don't know, sickness that these people who want to make this their career have in their minds. I don't know if it's narcissism, it's whatever other YouTubers have, but because they believe they are this messiah or this like arbiter of morality. I don't, dude, just shut the fuck up and die like the rest of us. Wow. Amazing. So yeah, extremely embarrassing. Your job is to have all eyes on you to promote activism, but then you get embarrassed by children, also by farmers that you hate and think are actually murderers and are perpetrating a modern Holocaust. That's a real thing that vegans think.
It's the largest Holocaust in history, with 3 trillion individuals brutally murdered every year just for
You've never visited
consumption.
my place.
How do you know?
Because if you had, you'd know that you're talking a load of shit.
She named the video, Angry Farmer Destroys Vegans. I don't know what the idea of this is. Also, if you watch the whole thing, the farmer's not angry. It's angry, the vegans are angry. The vegan people, the young, immature fools who do not understand life, but think that they do, are the ones who are angry.
I like to eat my steak, I like to eat my chops, and I'll produce the best quality I can for it. So I'm a predator. My eyes are in front. If I wasn't, my eyes would be out the side of my head. So
it's totally cool to not understand life, you know? I don't know at all what. Do you know? Do you know? Beat it. Now that's a fucking abomination right there. I can get behind fucking getting rid of that thing, grinding that thing up, putting it in a soup. I'm just kidding. She wants to get on my lap so bad. You can't right now. Daddy's working. Daddy's working. Daddy's working right now. I love my dog so much. Here are some of the best clips from that video.
Yes, you used euphemisms such as artificial insemination, which
I
is
don't
great.
use artificial insemination. I run my bucks with my herd. My bucks get the girls when the girls are in season, and only then. And it's their choice, nature's choice. We allow our kids to stay on their mother. We only take the excess milk. So you're talking a load of shit.
But you're making profit from animals, right? They're commodities to you.
No,
you
I
have
sell
ownership
their
over
milk
them.
so that they can get food.
Holy fuck.
Animal agriculture is responsible for more greenhouse gases than the world's
I
entire
agree.
transport
Factory
system. But we're not
house
here
farming.
to argue about environment.
Factory
We're here to
farming.
argue about the rights
Factory
of other
farming.
species. So we're going a
Factory
little bit off topic
farming.
here.
No, factory farming, I agree with you. It produces as much methane as cars. But there animals are not being fed a proper diet.
It's so embarrassing.
By the time the animals are no longer viable as milkers, they're 16 or 17 years of age. Now, if you want to put that into an equivalent human being age, they're 75.
Okay. And what do we do with human beings when they're 75? Do we kill them?
Well, a lot of people would like to. I'm 70.
If your oppressor has a choice, you would want them to choose the choice of non-violence and peace.
What about plants? Do they have a choice?
Do plants have a choice? Are you saying they're sentient and they have a nervous system?
Yes, they are. They've proven that they do. It's been proven they do.
Also, the farmer is a free-range farmer who does not torture his animals, and she gets completely stumped by him within the first 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Our argument here is that
No,
milk should be bred into existence in the first place to be
your argument has
modified.
nothing to do with exactly what I do. So until
You are abusing your animals.
No,
That's
I'm
what
not.
you do. Yes.
Let me ask
You're
you
making
something.
profit
If
from
I'm
them.
abusing my animals, why is it that I can walk out in the paddock, I can call them by name, and every single one of my animals come up and want to rub their faces on me? If I'm abusing them, why are they so friendly to me?
From the perspective of analyzing a debate, which I assume the basis is rationale and logic, who can provide more evidence for the things they're saying? She's losing in the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the fuck. She's absolutely losing. It's so embarrassing.
Other species are engaging in and murdering their own young. So does that excuse humans to do the same?
All right. Let's bring it back to the farmers. Let's bring it back to them. Let them have their viewpoint. We'll have we might have a section for you guys.
Well, we produce food and try and produce the best quality food we can, what the public want to eat. If they want to eat meat, we'll try and produce the best lamb chops, best steak, fisheries, whatever the public want to eat. That's what we try and do.
For this farmer, there's no artificial insemination. They let the children of the cattle stay with their mothers. They only take excess milk.
Now, for a start, we don't our animals.
Yes, you use euphemisms such as artificial insemination, which
I
is
don't
great.
use artificial insemination. I run my bucks with my herd. My bucks get the girls when the girls are in season, and only then. And it's their choice, nature's choice. We allow our kids to stay on their mother. We only take the excess milk. So you're talking a load of shit.
It's the perfect farmer. And there's a lot of them around. Not everyone who contributes to having people eat meat is evil and horrible. It's the same thing that applies to every other business that exists in the entire fucking world. This video here ruins her credibility more than any of them. Arguing with children, whatever, that's funny. You look like a dumbass. You're arguing with the people you hate, and they're making you look like a stupid idiot for being respectful, because it's a perfect example of someone who is pure evil according to them, but also being respectful of animals while still farming and contributing to that system. You clicked on this video. The purpose of the video is to show you guys Tash Peterson, vegan booty, and how she's worse than the vegan teacher. I mentioned a little bit about my history with that vegan teacher, but I prefer her. Genuinely, I prefer that vegan teacher over vegan pooty. Vegan Pooty. That's my new vegan nickname, guys. Vegan Pooty when I go vegan for 36 hours like everyone else eventually does at some point if they're young and they're from the 90s or the early 2000s. Specifically, they had a phase during college or something and then it got too hard and then they're just like, you know, I'll become a nihilist like everyone else. I'm not a nihilist, by the way. Vegan activism is a spectrum. There are very respectful, intelligent vegans out there. A lot of very smart people are vegan, completely rational. A lot of doctors are vegan. There's a lot of scientific evidence. There's a lot of health-based evidence that shows the efficacy of a vegan diet. There's no arguing with that. Literally, it is inarguable. If you eat a whole foods vegan diet and maybe 2 steaks a week, 2 full steaks a week, there's no way to be healthier than that. There's not. There simply is not. So you wouldn't be eating a whole foods vegan diet, technically, with also 2 steaks, or make it fucking venison or something from an animal that you're harvesting yourself. That would be perfect. But yeah, the vegan teacher is controversial for many of the same reasons that Trash is, aside from selling her. Well, she's kind of been like naked in a few videos, I think. I'm not sure. They share a lot of the same ideology and the fact that being loud and obnoxious is their form of veganism, and also that becoming an influencer, a viral internet influencer and provocateur is their method, their medium for getting the word out. But below that surface, they share the same ideology around animal independence and rights, etc. Vegan Booty is more famous for being less palatable. She's more famous for being naked and getting in a lot of trouble in Australia and being a fucking felon. Sure, it's a penal colony and that's normal, but, you know, she's terrible. Whereas the vegan teacher is known for getting shit on by Gordon Ramsay. Literally, that is the reason she is so well known. Vegan donut!
Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song, and if you call me a donut, that's fine.
Vegan
as long
donut.
As you're vegan from
It's more palatable. I mentioned that in the very beginning. More like Wagyu as opposed to corn-fed beef. All right. Both of them are totally inflammatory, and the internet still hates both of them. They both have a lot of ops. Something about this just isn't nearly as good, man. Something about this just isn't nearly as palatable. I'd rather get made fun of in a song with some talent and, you know, not the greatest singing voice, but Vegan Teacher is like a teacher. She's got teacher vibes, not deranged OnlyFans model and vegan activist. By the way, I have no problems with any of those types of people. I don't care at all about what anybody does. Genuinely. I just really like people, and I like it when people get along. Really. That's what it boils down to. Just getting naked in front of children too. It's kind of weird, man. They're very similar, but also very different. Vegan booty is, in my opinion, far worse. Just ass out in lingerie, walking down a busy public street. There's just children around. Here's an image of a child shielding his eyes. I can't show the video. It's a couple of vegans going topless out there. Look at this guy. If you're not vegan, you're an animal abuser. All right. G'day there, mate. The real question is, does this approach actually change more minds? We've talked about this a little bit in the very beginning. In my opinion, absolutely fucking not at all. But let's analyze it a little bit. That vegan teacher, also known as Katie Karen Dickmeyer, she represents the disruption of social media. And Trash Peterson represents the disruption of public spaces. That's vegan booty. Katie tries to educate her audience about veganism through social media content with songs and skits and, you know, kind of shouting out Hitler, etc. Oh, and also attacking creators randomly for no reason aside from them apparently doing horrible things. There's just snot in the back of my throat and my nose. I'm gonna very soon open my sinuses up with a The vegan teacher comes off as a spiteful old woman who pushes a very toxic narrative around veganism. And on the other hand, Trash believes in direct action and confrontation and targets small businesses and public events to draw attention to the exploitation of animals. Literally a public menace, literally a felon. She pushes a lot of very strange, uncomfortable boundaries by approaching children pretty much naked, and her partner, Jack, also does the same kind of confrontational content, but he's got clothes on, and I don't think he has an OnlyFans.
What if I killed you in your sleep and you didn't know I did it? Would that be okay?
Why would you kill me in my sleep for?
What if I was hungry?
No, but at the same time, you do.
What's the difference?
No, but animals have been used for food for like years now, yeah? But humans don't get.
Does that justify it?
Oi, mate, it's Jack Doherty, but Australian and vegan. I knew she looked like Jack Doherty, his wife or whatever. G'day, mate. And when asked about activism in general, or this type of activism, controversial, confrontational activism, they're like, we can't tell, man. We can't tell. We literally can't tell. All that being said, it definitely works as a career. Social media, you get a lot of followers. Vegan Teacher had 1.7 million followers on TikTok. That account got banned, obviously, for like fucking, I don't know, spelling out the N-word or something like that. She has a new account with 1.1 million followers. Her YouTube account has 260,000 subscribers. And in contrast, Vegan Booty has a more modest following with about 90,000 on Facebook and 120K on YouTube. And I'm not sure she has a TikTok. There's a lot of people that post her content, but yeah. It's not that popular. Now, what does the vegan community think about this? Some view Katie, the vegan teacher's educational approach is more constructive for like long-term change and teaching kids and stuff, but there are still controversial statements and a lot of poisoning of the apples, to be honest. And Trash Peterson's tactics are more divisive. Some praise the dedication, they're insane, I guess, and some people just say that it just harms the vegan movement's public image, which it absolutely does. There's no doubt about that in my mind. One thing that's very different about them is that the vegan teacher has no money and makes no money and can't make money and probably will never have a real job ever again. And the vegan booty girl has an OnlyFans. And it's interesting to me because it's like, you're an activist. I kind of get it. But at the same time, it would be like if you have a sick kid or a sick animal or want to raise money for a cause and making an OnlyFans instead of a GoFundMe, but then the OnlyFans you don't even use for the cause, you just use it to make, I don't know, it just seems like there's better ways to promote things, especially things about activisms and whatnot. She's got haters too. There's a lot of videos of her getting drinks thrown at her, which I don't like that very much. I don't think anybody should be assaulted, but that girl just threw a drink on her and then ran away. She's lucky she's in Australia where acid's illegal and not London. Then there's this video which I kind of feel bad about.
Is eggs like really animal slaughter? Because they're eggs. Like,
you know she's a
That's a really good question. So in... Yeah, do you have an issue with that?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be a felon, are you? That's bad, isn't it?
Did you know that Martin Luther King Jr. was a criminal, and Gandhi, and some of the most important people throughout history?
When those people weren't allowed to voice their opinions because of the colour of skin. Things have changed now.
Why can't people voice their opinions to stop animal abuse?
Because you can't get out and be naked and like go on the street. That's not allowed.
Yeah, nah, like I don't think that's cool, but also, you know, Fafo, you're out there disrupting shit. I'm sure you weren't just hanging out, you know. It's unfortunate. I do not condone that, obviously, but there's a little thing called FAFO, and that's real. That's real. It actually happens. And all the comments on all these videos of them getting shit on they've got a pretty good like to dislike ratio. A lot of positive people. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence this is just not good, and that's kind of what all this is about, right? Is evidence. Not just about feeling good, it's about evidence and what actually makes the most meaningful change, or by lining your pockets with OnlyFans and by co-opting a movement to have that. And I don't really know. In the 2021 to 2022 financial year, Tash Peterson reportedly earned over 400 grand on OnlyFans. Top 4%. According to a court, they were told that Miss Peterson declared 70,000 of that revenue as business earnings in the Australian tax office. So she spent $330,000 on the vegan cause, I assume. Then during a defamation trial, it was revealed that her company, Vegan Booty, submitted a tax return for $267,000 created by her accountant, but still $130,000 at the end of the day was left unaccounted for. This is all from court stuff. There's 130 grand missing from that financial year. Where did it go? I don't know. Who knows? It probably went to good animal causes is my assumption. That's what I think happened to it. Yep, just another facet in the outrage economy. You can do it to just be an influencer, to be a famous pundit, to talk, to be a politician. Anything you want to do, you got to be a part of the outrage economy, even if it's activism, to make any kind of meaningful change for your pockets, for your coffers. Oh, and then that Google trend of veganism in general. Wow, very sad. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video.